Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 series here with the Colorado Rockies, and we're here back in the very early season here. And right when we left off, I believe Rojas just suffered his injury, and it ended up being a pretty extended one here, as you can see, 4 to 5 weeks, so out basically the entire first month of the season. And Jose Gonzalez is on a rehab assignment, and of course, there are no minor leagues right now, so not really playing any games, but I didn't want to, throw him necessarily right back onto the Major League roster. I forget what his injury was at this point, but I don't really feel like checking, as I don't think it would be real worthwhile. But yeah, of course, with Rojas going down, that means we, of course, have to call someone up. And, of course, we have Downs. He's out for 1 to 2 weeks. Soto also down, about more closely a week for him. So that means we need someone to call up. And there really was no one that I could think of to call up that would have been better than Nicholson, of course. I believe I talked briefly last episode about his rating with the shortstop second base position, how he's much lower rated at second base, and that kind of tricked us into changing our plans and maybe not calling him up this year. But nevertheless, here he is. I decided to call him up. We didn't really have any other options. He's only played pretty much up to high A. He's, of course, not the greatest offensive player, especially at the moment. I mean, I think the development of his eye would really be beneficial to him. But, of course, only at 45, so can be much more developed. But, of course, he's a fantastic defensive shortstop, which is really what we need. And, of course, Rojas was mainly just a stopgap guy, a veteran guy. And, kind of hang on because, we penciled in Downs at second base. Soto, Nicholson, probably, I didn't think they were going to be that ready. Maybe we have Rojas do him at the deadline. Nicholson comes up while he, starts in the case of an injury like it does now. So, yeah, if he performs well, I'd anticipate him to pretty much be there the entire season, essentially. But, we'll see how it goes. See how his offensive production goes, namely, to kind of see what we're going to do. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to kind of get into this, and I kind of plan on checking more frequently in this season than I have, just to kind of experiment with it, and we need to send someone down. I'm probably just going to send down the lowest rated guy, because there's, not much of a sample size to roll with. I forgot who I was having to call up here. And, Bowden. Doubt he has any options. He doesn't. Kyle Mueller. He's got some options. We'll send him down. I'm going to bring up another lefty anyway, so it would always have to be him. Yep, Jose Gonzalez coming up. And, we brought in Chapman. I completely forgot that. I haven't played this game, of course, and since I uploaded it last, so... so without further ado, we'll sum a little and we'll check back in a little bit to April 25th, so almost kind of through the first full month. And we have basically some injury updates here. So as you can see, Downs and Soto, they're kind of coming off the rehab assignments. Both of them have played extremely well down there in AAA. And you can also see here some new injury news, as they are going to be about to go back up here in a second. Taylor Trammell also available to come off the DL here, or I should say the IL. Basically, I just kind of had to put him on because he went to kind of the uncertain injury status, where his injury was kind of those small nagging injuries, but just wasn't sure when it was gonna get fixed. So I kind of had to just throw him on the IL there just to kind of get rid of the injury. So we did that, and kind of the same thing here with German Marquez here. A little sore elbow, don't want to mess with that, so I just threw him on the IL right there. And we're not going to know when he's going to get back. He's day-to-day, and he's got 4 days left on the injured list, so it's actually been a bit since we put him on there. But now we're going to kind of look to see what we're going to do here with our infield. Of course, we have Garrett Hampson up, who's been our starting second baseman. And we also have Steve Nicholson. Now, it's looking like they've been pretty decent. Nicholson here, 288, 323, 373 slash line here. So not hitting for really much power at all. I'm only 5 doubles. Those are his only extra base hits. WRC plus is fantastic. His He's playing about replacement level. But probably what you'd expect for a minor leaguer who's coming up just straight from high A there. Of course, we don't expect him to necessarily profile as a plus player offensively. And he's striking out more than he usually or he did last year in his best offensive minor league season, and walking less. So I'm thinking Nicholson is probably someone who we're gonna send down. Why do we have? Oh yeah, Mueller. I called up Kyle Mueller here to replace Marquez's spot in the rotation, and he profiles it as a little bit as a two-way guy. Yeah, he can do some hitting a little bit here. Kind of meh part about it. I mean, not a guy we would want to be giving a bunch of bats on our team, but as a pitcher, as you see, he already had his first major league career home run, which Nicholson can't say yet. But yeah, so he's profiling. Doesn't really profile as a hitter, but as a plus hitting pitcher. And of course, in this we have I know pitchers hitting unless it auto kind of progresses that rule out. I'm not really gonna change it myself. But yeah, so Nicholson, basically he's gonna go down, and we're gonna send him to AAA as you just saw, and we're gonna give him some at bats that way. So Soto, last year he played in AA. Alright, he split season between high A and AA. And, he's a much better offensive player than Nicholson. At least he has been in the minors. Not necessarily a great power guy, but last year in AA, last year in general, he hit for great power. For him at least. Slugging the 400, I would take that. He does have decent gap power, so he does have the potential to be a decent hitter there. And you can see these kind of percentages for his strikeout and walk, which are fantastic. Anytime you get a guy who strikes out less than 20% and walks more than 10%, I mean, that guy's going to be making a lot of contact with the ball. The more you put the ball in play, the more chances you have to get on base for a hit. So Soto, not sure quite. Well, first of all, we're promoting Downs because he has to come back up, and really, I could just promote both, which is what I'll probably do. I did call up an extra arm when Trammell got hurt, just because we have enough outfielders. So and there isn't anyone in the system who's worth calling up. So we just went for it, and so I'd bring up an extra arm. Now I don't know what arm I want to send down. Okay, Mueller hasn't made his first start yet. That's the thing. Doyle. We're gonna send him down. No doubt about that. And then Soto here, will bring him up. Then we'll kind of see how wants it to shake out here. Okay, down to shortstop. I mean, that's fine, I suppose. Soto. Actually, would I rather have Soto at shortstop? I feel like I definitely would, at least right now. And I'd be more interested to see what his ability would be in playing shortstop, because I don't think, we don't have any stats on him playing shortstop. Okay, so actually, I'll set his position to shortstop and see if that changes anything. Of course, none of this really matters that much, because once Rojas comes back, of course he'll be playing shortstop. Downs at second, so it actually plays him there. Then Hampson is just kind of a meh guy at this point. Not really going to be getting much time. McGavin sprained ankle, he can keep going. And really sucks that Trammell got hurt, because he was playing very well in the few games that he was playing. Marquez, he's available again. Kind of think when we just let him come back. Yeah, I think we're just going to let both of these guys come back here. So, Hampson. Where do I want to send Soto down? See, where is he at here? Been playing well in 5 games. I honestly think that we let him ride it out, at least until Rojas comes back, and then we reassess what we do with the infield spot. So, maybe we send down Grant K here. And yeah, he is available. He's available to be sent down. Yeah, so Trammell comes up for him. We send down an arm here. Miller's actually been very good in his innings. See, that's the thing. This year we haven't had anyone be bad. We're kind of been respectable. We're over 500 at this point. In the season. I mean, I think Miller's the only one who did not want to waive him. The reason we're saying down because he's the only one that has options left. So Marquez back up. And then we're going to ride out with this, and then I'll kind of update you guys once Rojas gets back, and then we'll see what we're doing with our infield situation here. And right as I start talking about that, Jeter Downs goes down once again, and he's out for 3 weeks, and intercostal strain, so back down he goes, so he's immediately not an option there. And then I guess, we check on Nicholson here. I'm not sure if the AAA season would have started yet, and it did. And he's performing very well, actually, here in AAA. Of course, he wasn't necessarily performing that poorly. I guess he was. His WRC plus was below 100, but not poorly, at least for my standards of Nicholson's offensive performance in his career. You know what? We'll get him back up there, and then we'll get Soto back to second base, so Nicholson can handle short. And I suppose we'll see how this goes. Until Rojas gets back, which should be pretty soon. Alright, now we've reached the point where Rojas is ready to come back from his rehab assignment. He wasn't particularly good in AAA, which kind of puts me off, but it doesn't even take away from this interesting situation that we're in. So we're 27-16, and we're second in the division, but really tied with the Padres for first place in a very heated race, 3-team race here with the Dodgers. And we're leading the wild card by 2 games here, basically. And the Dodgers are the team that's in second place. So we're very much a contending team this year. And none of our infielders are performing poorly at all. So we have Garrett Hampson here, 280, 361, 364, having a fantastic season for us here. His BABIP is pretty much where it's been, except for 2021. But yeah, he's getting on base a ton and is having a very good season for us. WRC plus of 93. And this actually just made me think of something that I didn't even think of this immediately right as I started recording this. But yeah, so all of these guys are performing very well. Soto. He's been, he's only 72 plate appearances here for him, but 297, 375, 422. Just slashing out immediately, C plus, a little bit over 100 there. How's his defense been? Not fantastic. It was good in AAA. Not fantastic to this point with us so far. But it's also been a pretty small sample, so I'd assume that it'd get better. So we're doing that with him. So yeah, he's been pretty well. Been performing pretty well. Then we got Steve Nicholson here, who's fresh. Came back up AAA, so they call him back up, and he's been way better than he even was before. And 292, 359, and 472 slash line there. Walking considerably higher than he usually does, and striking out about normal percent. WRC plus 116. So he's been fantastic for us ever since we brought him back up. So we have all these guys who are performing well, and we have Rojas, who's coming back up, and he's going to need a roster spot here because we can't. What would we do? Just release our kind of veteran infielder that we called up here that's supposed to be making $6 million? So you'd think that we have to give him a roster spot down just a week out from coming back, at least for now. So Rojas, we need to give him roster spot back. And then here's something that I didn't think about, and the kind of thing that I prefaced with earlier. So Hampson, which has been good, and we need to open up another roster spot for Rojas to come up and play. Now, see, looking around other places, Cassius, he's been kind of disappointing for us this year, not even slugging 400. He's someone who needs to get back on strikeout a ton, almost 30%. Dalbeck has been striking out even more, but he's been a lucky man with a BABIP over 400, and he just slams the ball. He's got 12 homers so far this year. He's been hitting the ball well. Of course, we've learned in the short time in the series, BABIPs in Coors Field go sky high. So, 400 BABIP isn't even crazy, and it could be sustained. We learned from David Dahl, who had like a 380 BABIP for multiple seasons. And meanwhile, our catching tandem here has just been out of this world. Amaya's been the best hitter on our team, 168 WRC plus. That's nuts. And add that he's a good defensive catcher there. There's Trammell, he's been good. Mitchell, he's been good. Hilliard has been we'll see if he bounces back. But center field has been an absolute black hole for us. Kiermaier playing about average defense for us. Not even playing that much, really. He's been awful at the plate. Lowe's been not as awful, but not awesome defensively. Actually, he's been kind of okay defensively. So I'm thinking here that we just leave Hampson on the roster, and we just cut ties with Kiermaier. He's not gonna want to be he's not gonna accept a demotion if we DFA him, or at least I wouldn't think so. How much are we paying him again? Barely anything, like 1.4, and that's only for this year. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and DFA, just because I'll probably release him off camera because I doubt he'll accept the demotion, but we'll just do it, just because. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring Rojas up here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, Centerfield's been that black hole. But Hampson is a very versatile player. And while he probably won't play a fantastic center field for us, he'll be able to do it. And with how, his offense has been, it definitely is worth the trade-off, I think. So we'll go ahead and lease him today. And now put Hampson even in consideration. I don't really want to necessarily start him immediately. We'll kind of see. Actually, no, I think I will, because Blake Perkins just hasn't been that good at all. He's getting on base a decent bit, I guess, but he's been overall negative. So I think what we do here is, even though it's going to force Hampson to play every day center field, we're going to go ahead and do it anyways, because we just need him there in the lineup. Now, when it's shaking out, of course, it doesn't have Rojas playing that much, and that's, fine, because we obviously want to give Nicholson, priority here. So this is pretty much what we're going to be rolling with until Downs comes back, which is soon. So then we'll kind of, assess again. And, we're not even coming up with the trade deadline yet, but we might have to make some moves to kind of help fill out our roster. So I'll jump back in a little bit when things get more interesting. So we're back here on the day of the first year player draft, but this also coincidentally is I kind of planned it this way, but this is going to be the day that we have to make a decision on Jeter Downs, or that I want to. He's been tying up AAA, let him in for a bit longer rehab time here, so just in case he decides to get hurt again. But here's where we have to make another decision about our roster. It really is Rojas as the backup first baseman here. That's kind of interesting. And he hasn't even gotten any first base time. He's gotten first base time before this. Well, I actually can't believe he's played 99 games in his career at first base when he's like a plus defensive middle infielder. That's kind of interesting to me, but whatever. So Rojas barely even gets to play because we don't really need him. So yeah, Nicholson. Wow, has he actually got any third base action? Yeah, one. Which this is I like those kind of backup position things. But yeah, so here we obviously need to make room for Downs. Soto's been fantastic. 331, 410, 500. Nicholson has cooled off a bit. Only slashing 281, 331, and 450. But these are guys who are just penciled in every day at this point, to start up the middle. And I don't even know Downs play. He's struggled so far. I guess at this point we send down Blake Perkins just for the room, I guess. Now it's time to look if any of these guys can play center field, or at least have the ratings where they could. It's not looking like it. Rojas, I doubt his outfield ratings are even there. Yeah, I can't really play in the outfield. Yeah, and that's the thing, because looking at these guys, I'm looking like, see if they could have outfield range to play center field, which is really unlikely, and they don't. So yeah, Perkins is going to be the one to go down. He definitely doesn't have any options because we got him off waivers. I mean, we can... He wasn't even good defensively, that's with center field, which is just... Like, how? Like, his defensive ratings are, like, insane, kind of, at center field. But whatever, we're going to send him down because he just can't hit, and apparently he can't field, so... We'll DFA him, and then Jeter Downs. Well, I'm really interested to see how this shakes the lineup out, to be honest. I know we have the draft, we're going to get them in the second. I just want to see how this shakes out. So yeah, Downs is going to be the backup second baseman at this point, and it's pretty much all he is because, I mean... He can't really play shortstop, but we'd prefer him not to play shortstop. We'd much rather have Rojas play shortstop than him. So I guess we have pretty good injury depth with our infield, but that's what we're going to do for now, of course. We'll probably look to maybe move some pieces around as we get closer to the deadline and figure out how to improve our team, of course, center field as a whole. And as I see now, Hampson has regressed tremendously, has kind of, fallen back down to earth. What he has usually been, which is, a below average offensive player that, just basically a utility guy. I'm going to play anywhere, give you decent defense. So yeah. So we're definitely going to be in the market for that. And he'll definitely be kind of the odd man out if we acquire someone, probably. But yeah, we actually did go on a bit of a skid. We are 32-27 now, but we were much closer to 500. We won a little bit of a hot streak before this. So kind of been streaky here. Not even really in priority for the wildcard spot here. So, yeah. So we're kind of losing favor there. But now we have the first year player draft. And this is going to be the last thing we get into this episode. We're going to be picking 11th. And kind of interested to see who's available here. So, looking here potential-wise, maybe 2 just stud relievers here. Actually not. Joe Boyle looks to be a guy who could actually develop into something. Wow, his ratings are actually pretty good. Looks to have 3 pitches, and the control is kind of questionable. He's a college guy, 23 already. Yeah, this is a guy I definitely like better. Oh, I guess I should check Boylston. 30. Never mind. He is just a reliever. Well, this guy could actually be a starter. Wow, his demand is 10 mil. I actually don't think we'll do that. Just because, I don't think he could be a starter. And it's questionable. And, that tag there is just way too much for me to want to consider. And once it's Tigmoller, and that's definitely that we are going to take him in. Just as an asset, that just makes sense. A catcher that can get on base a ton. Oh, this guy can actually play all over the place for no reason at all. So we're definitely going to be developing him as a catcher / utility guy, which is going to be awesome. So we're going to definitely take him. Now let's see who our director likes here. Robert Moore. He's probably not even a guy who we can sign. Easy slot, but it's... I say our draft budget. It just isn't that high for some reason. What the heck? I don't know why it didn't want to auto offer the Moore guy. I guess we just won't draft him then. Whatever. But yeah, so that guy doesn't look too interesting. Bullpen arm there, Patrick Riley. This guy's a potential starter out of Villanova. High demand though. I don't want to give a guy like that $5 million. Shepard, no. I mean, this guy's decent, but he doesn't have that much stamina. I mean, this Hoover guy doesn't really play defense incredibly well to be the kind of contact bat that he's profiled to be. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with this pitcher here, Peterson. Kind of low stamina, but he could be still develop into a starter. We'll go ahead and draft him. Well, Frisch here. Oh, yeah, definitely going to take this guy. I think he could be a solid starter. Don't even need to look. Next scouting, recognition here, CJ Nice. Definitely not. Probably find some better guys here. Even though the pool kind of looks like it is dwindling. I'm definitely going to kind of search by skill now. It doesn't look like the greatest draft here. Let's see who's got a good eye in this draft. Just got a corner guy that can't hit. Really. Brock Jones. Kind of interesting. Honestly, he might be the one we go with here. Carlos Pena. Cole Wagner. Ooh. Cole Wagner looks pretty interesting. Yeah, honestly, this is the guy we're going to take. I'm not sure why he's projected as a pitcher because he's not a very good pitcher. But we'll take him for his hitting skills, that's for sure. Did it say this guy's a catcher pitcher? No. It's interesting. This is a college guy that's already pretty much developed. Honestly, I think we'll go ahead and take him. Then there's some other guys here. Ooh, this Torres guy. I mean, I have to take this guy. We're eventually getting the Carlos Pena. Nick Peterson. Oh yeah, we'll take not him. Oh, he can play catcher. It's kind of interesting. Right, here he is. Never mind. He's not a good defensive catcher. I'm at Carlos Pena. Take him. Oh, I clicked on the wrong guy. That's tragic. I mean, I feel like we have to take this Carlos Montgomery guy too. He has insane stuff. Before I forget, the Carlos Pena. Ryan Hawks. Kind of a meh guy here. Ooh, Tyler Collins is interesting as a guy who's fast and can get on base. Hopefully play center field. His defensive ratings are kind of meh. Won't be that elite center fielder. Alright, this is the corner guy. Yeah, I don't know about all these guys. Search for any good, really good defensive catchers here. Catcher ability. Oh, and it looks like there are some here. Doug Kirkland. Great ability there. Jalen Melendez. Fantastic defensive catcher here. I mean, I feel like I have to take this guy. I mean, he can't really hit according to these ratings, but I mean, this guy's he's going to be a nutty defensive catcher, so I feel like we have to take him. Then kind of some more guys here. I mean, this guy can't hit at all. Go with some pitching guys here. Anyone got some good stuff? Oh, that's still catchers. Anyone got some good stuff here that we can utilize? Alex Pham. Take Madison Jeffrey. Kind of hardish throwing reliever there. It's the Pham guy we just looked at. Will Barker. I mean, he's a fly ball pitcher, though. It's something I gotta consider. Of course, we are in core. Brandon Hendricks. Gotta look, see if these guys have good control here. See if there are any valuable ground ballers here at this skill. Go movement potential. Maybe we'll find a good ground baller here. Kind of confused at that. This guy pretty much only has movement skill. Yeah, I mean, guys like this. I mean, that guy could be an interesting ground baller for us, maybe. But yeah, not the most here. So I think we're gonna go ahead and take this guy, submarine ground baller. It's kind of cool. Go ahead and take him. And then that's gonna be it because I don't want to go too many rounds into this. So we'll go ahead and finish the draft. I got 10 rounds in, which is honestly more than I thought we were gonna get in because it didn't look like this draft was extremely talented. But found some players that were pretty interesting. And then I guess it's going to automatically negotiate with the rest of the guys that we have. But yeah. So to kind of make this episode from going too long, we're going to go ahead and stop it here. And finish off with the draft. So thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next episode.